Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into a comforting topic, the signs that God is always with us. Whether you're having a good day or a tough one, these signs will remind you that you're never alone. Life has a way of throwing curveballs when you least expect it. One minute you're sailing smoothly, the next you're caught in a whirlwind of worry and doubt. But it's in those very moments, when the chaos seems overwhelming, that you might feel it, a sudden sense of peace washing over you. It's like a quiet whisper in the midst of the storm, reminding you to breathe, to trust, to know that you're not alone. I remember once, years ago, I was facing a particularly difficult situation. The weight of the world felt like it was on my shoulders, and I couldn't see a way out. Fear threatened to consume me, but then, in the stillness of my worry, a wave of calm washed over me. It was a profound sense of peace, one that I couldn't explain, but it enveloped me like a warm embrace. And in that moment I knew deep in my heart that I wasn't alone. It wasn't that the problem magically disappeared, no, it was still there. But the fear, the overwhelming dread, it had lifted. It was as if a hand reached down and gently lifted the burden from my shoulders, allowing me to breathe again, to think clearly. This sudden sense of peace, it's not always dramatic, you see. Sometimes it's a quiet knowing, a deep-seated feeling of assurance that everything will be all right. Think about a time when you were overwhelmed, anxious, afraid. Can you recall a moment when, despite the turmoil, you felt a sense of peace settle upon you? Maybe it was a sudden realization that you were exactly where you were supposed to be, or perhaps it was a quiet voice within whispering words of comfort and encouragement. These moments, my friends, they are not coincidences. There's something truly special about the kindness of strangers. It's like a beacon of light, shining brightest when the world seems its darkest. Have you ever noticed how, when you're going through a tough time, unexpected acts of kindness seem to find you? It's as if the universe conspires to remind you that even in the midst of darkness there is always light, always love. I'm reminded of a time when I was facing a personal challenge and feeling quite low. I was walking down the street lost in my thoughts when a stranger stopped me. I braced myself for the worst, but instead, they offered a warm smile and a kind word. It was a simple gesture, but it meant the world to me in that moment. It reminded me that even strangers can be angels in disguise. These random acts of kindness, they come in all shapes and sizes. It could be a helping hand when you're struggling, a listening ear when you need to vent, or simply a warm smile from a passerby. Whatever form they take, they serve as powerful reminders that we are not alone in our struggles. Think about it. Have you ever experienced a time when a stranger's kindness lifted your spirits or made a difficult situation a little bit easier to bear? These seemingly small acts of kindness, they have a ripple effect. They have the power to turn a bad day into a good one, to restore our faith in humanity, and to remind us that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope. Life can be a winding road, can it? Full of twists and turns, unexpected detours, and moments where we find ourselves at a crossroads unsure of which path to take. It's in these moments of uncertainty that we often seek guidance, a signpost to point us in the right direction. And sometimes, when we least expect it, help arrives in the most unexpected ways. It's as if an unseen hand guides us, gently nudging us towards our purpose. I remember a time when I was at a crossroads in my own life, unsure of which path to take. I sought advice from trusted friends and mentors, but the answer remained elusive. Then, one day, I stumbled upon a book I had never seen before. It was as if it had been placed there just for me. I opened it up, and as I read the words, I felt a sense of clarity wash over me. The guidance I'd been searching for was right there on those pages. This unexpected help, it can come in many forms. It might be a chance encounter with a wise soul, a book that speaks to your heart, or even a song that seems to echo the emotions you've been grappling with. It's as if the universe conspires to put the right people, the right information, in our path at precisely the right moment. Think back to a time when you were feeling lost or uncertain. Can you recall a moment when unexpected guidance appeared as if by magic? Maybe it was a friend who offered the perfect piece of advice, a stranger who shared their wisdom, or a sudden burst of inspiration that struck you like a bolt from the blue. These moments, my friends, they are not mere coincidences. They are reminders that we are guided, that we are supported, and that we are never truly alone in our journey. When we open our hearts and minds to the possibility of receiving guidance, we allow the universe to work its magic in our lives. Life can be unpredictable. There are times when we find ourselves in situations that could have gone very differently, moments where we look back and wonder how we escaped unscathed. It's in these instances that we might sense a protective presence watching over us, shielding us from harm. I'm reminded of a time when I was driving home late one night. The roads were slick with rain and visibility was poor. As I rounded a bend, I suddenly lost control of the car. It spun wildly, heading straight for a guardrail. In that split second, as time seemed to slow down, I braced myself for impact, but the impact never came. Miraculously, the car swerved back onto the road, narrowly avoiding a potentially serious accident. I sat there for a moment, heart pounding, trying to make sense of what had just happened. It was as if an unseen force had taken the wheel and guided me to safety. These moments of inexplicable protection, they can manifest in countless ways. It might be a near miss in traffic, a sudden illness that mysteriously disappears, or a gut feeling that warns us of danger. Whatever form they take, they serve as powerful reminders that we are not alone, that there is a force greater than ourselves watching over us. Have you ever experienced a time when you felt inexplicably protected from harm? Maybe it was a time when you narrowly avoided an accident, or when a potentially dangerous situation resolved itself without incident. These moments can be easy to dismiss as mere coincidence, but sometimes they hold a deeper meaning. They remind us that even in the face of adversity, we are not alone. There is a force of love and protection that surrounds us, even when we are unaware of its presence. Sometimes the most profound messages come to us in the quiet hours, when the world is asleep and our minds are free to wander. It's in these moments, often through our dreams, that we might receive glimpses of a love that transcends the physical realm, whispers of guidance and reassurance from a source beyond our comprehension. I've always found dreams to be a fascinating window into the subconscious mind. They can be strange, surreal, and sometimes even prophetic. I recall a dream I had many years ago during a time of great uncertainty in my life. In the dream, I was walking along a beach feeling lost and alone. As I walked, I noticed a figure in the distance. As I got closer, I realized it was my grandmother, who had passed away many years before. She smiled at me with such love and warmth, and she said, "Don't worry, my dear, you are never alone. We are always with you." I woke up from that dream feeling incredibly comforted and at peace. It was as if my grandmother had reached out from beyond the veil to offer me her love and reassurance. These messages, they don't always come in such a literal form, of course. Sometimes they appear as symbols, metaphors, or feelings that we can't quite put into words. But the essence is the same. A sense of being loved, guided, and protected by a force greater than ourselves. Have you ever had a dream that left you with a profound sense of peace, love, or understanding? Maybe it was a dream of a loved one who had passed away, a dream filled with symbolic imagery, or simply a dream that left you feeling deeply connected to something larger than yourself. These dreams, they are more than just random firings of neurons in our sleep. They are a bridge between the physical and spiritual realms, a way for the divine to communicate with us in a language that transcends words. Thank you for watching, and remember, no matter what you face, you're never walking alone. If you've experienced any of these signs or have your own stories, please share them in the comments below.